Earlier, we talked about why some seniors are going back into the workforce. Well, we want to introduce you to one man who did just that. Joe Carroll in Vermont shows us how Ed Diaz is using training he received in his 20s to help save lives in his 70s.
Like so many rescue squads in Vermont,
this is where I am most of the time.
Wallingford relies on volunteers to fill the ranks. And at 79, Ed Diaz is the oldest to go out on calls.
This is what we basically use in CPR. I just enjoy this type of work.
Just before the pandemic, Ed approached Eric Davenport about joining Wallingford Rescue.
First reaction was he was very interested.
And he said, asked me how old I was and all that.
But I will admit, I kind of went, if he was 20 years younger, that would be great.
Me too. But I'll unlatch that and pull it out until it hooks. I think I finally impressed upon him that I was serious.
Very serious.
Of the 242 calls they've had, Ed's been on 197 of them.
It's routine to me now.
The super senior medical training goes back to his native California.
This is me right here.
In the 60s, he was a Navy corpsman, similar to an Army medic. After a stint in the Navy, Ed became an ambulance driver.
I said, this is the skinny little guy that I met in 1967 out in Palo Alto, California.
That's where he met a nurse and his future wife, Trudy, a native Vermonter.
But I missed the change of season terribly, and I transplanted him back here.
They raised a family, and Ed had various jobs in the Green Mountains. It was when a neighbor needed medical care and rescue showed up that Ed's memories of helping people came back.
Were you concerned about his age?
No. I don't think about age. I think about what we're able to do and how well we're able to do it.
The biggest gratification I get when a patient that I've dealt with or a relative walks up to me and personally thanks me, for help. I'm getting a little teary here, but that tells me I'm doing a good job and it's well worth what I'm doing. Now that would close. I'll probably just keep going until I can't do it anymore, whatever that age is. The good Lord will tell me when I need to stop.
I love how his wife said, I don't think about age, just what we're able to do for how long we can do
Right.
it.
Can you imagine being the ill person and the paramedic rolls up and he's trumped you in age by 20 or 30 years. But at that point, you're needing help. You're thanking him, not judging him.
I like what she said in terms of not thinking about age. Just reminds me not looking in that mirror and just thinking about how my body can function. I can function. I have balance. I have mobility. The important thing.
And he still imparting his knowledge and his skill set off onto these people, and that, how cool is that?
Volunteer department, and I love the guy that was interviewing and we're talking to him about coming on board and how honest he was. He's looking at him like, is this it? And the guy said, well, you're 20 years younger too, like 20 years older too. Like, I know he just put it back on him.
Yeah.
And he hired him, and I love that. He was honest about his reservations, did it anyway, and 197 trips, is that what he said?
Yeah.
He spent on? Yeah.
Absolutely.
We really have a population challenge in terms of not having enough workers, and so him getting into that volunteer position and being purposeful gives him joy, and it really fills a need.
Think about this. How many people can afford, younger people could afford to volunteer on 197 runs.
Right.
And not draw a paycheck. So a perfect scenario and a perfect situation for him to be able to come in and give his time and do that.
We're all getting older, and it's about time we talk about it. Until next time on Aging Untold.